tell me about a little bit about the beliefs that we never chose the patterns, and we never questioned. Walk me through one that you carried for a long time that turned out not to be yours.
Well, there's so many of those things, and I think that we get into these habits, then habits are passed down, or beliefs, or just the way we live, are passed down from our families, one thing after another. The easiest way, let me try that again. I'm so messed up after that whole song talk. I apologize. The easiest way to consider.
Comic relief or fun in the middle.
Good, goodness gracious. I shouldn't have told you about that song. Anyway, the easiest way to, I'm gonna get this right. The easiest way to think about this is, in my first marriage, we had to have dinner at 6:00, and 6:00 didn't really work. Okay. I mean, you get off, you go through traffic, you get home, it's now 5:45, and you're rushing around to have dinner at 6:00, and it's just stressful. And right. I remembered going, why are we eating at 6:00? We're rushing through the door. Why are we doing this? Well, because mom and dad did it. Okay. Well, that was your mom and dad, and I understand, but why did they eat at 6:00? Well, because grandma and grandpa did it. Okay, but why are we eating at the time that works for grandma and grandpa? Why are we eating at the time that mom and dad eats? I mean, I'd like to come through the door and not rush for 15 minutes to try to put something on the table. I mean, maybe we could make it 6:30.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, the idea is, I've been doing something that I didn't agree to. We've been doing stuff that we don't agree to. We just did it because somebody said to. And that's the easiest way to really get into this. When you start to understand, wow, I can shift that from 6:00 to 6:30, all of a sudden you're breathing a little bit. All of a sudden your life is changing a little bit. All of a sudden you're able to be more authentically you. And I know that's a silly little idea, but I think that's a poignant idea, is how many things did mom and dad tell us to do? Did grandma and grandpa tell us to do? And we haven't analyzed it. We haven't thought through it. We've continued to do it a certain way. What if it was really, really not a good thing? And the dinner one is just the easy one to think about. But then I realized that there were things at church. There were things, in my spiritual life. There were things in marriage. There were things in parenting that I went, I don't know that I have to agree with those things. I don't know that I have to do it that way. And that becomes a life-changing moment to decide that you can change your mind from something that you just accepted. That's a big thing.
Yeah. It makes me think of a story that kind of goes around our church years ago. I heard about where it was like a lady, and I don't know if this is real, right? But the same kind of concept where this wife, she cuts the ends off the roast.
Mm-hmm.
And after so long, the husband says, why do you do that? Well, that's the way my mother did it.
Mm-hmm.
And then calls mom, same kind of thing. And then they got a hold of grandma, well, because her pan was too short.
Exactly.
It all started because the pan wasn't big enough.
And everybody since then has had a big enough pan, but they still chop it, and it doesn't make sense.
They cut the ends off. Yeah, it just didn't make sense. So I think you're right. We do tend to, whether it's tradition or whether it's just things around us, that's just what happens. And if we don't stop and ask ourselves why are we doing this? Why or that? We're not stepping back and analyzing that. I think we find ourselves in that, either still rushing to eat at 6 or just cutting the ends off the roast.
Exactly.
One way or the other, there's nothing that stops us from stopping and analyzing and making a new choice.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.